Hello everyone, another video reflection for you all. Do watch out on the Facebook page and wherever else we can put it for some of the reflections that John Harris is doing at the moment. It's really helpful stuff there, so do read and reflect on those kinds of things. I'm going to have a look at Psalm 39, 1 to 6. I'll read it in a moment. This is from the Moravian text, so I read these daily as part of my devotions, time with the Lord, and I share in that with the Order of Mission that I'm part of, who are like kind of the covenant praying mission community that I've committed to for life. And so many people who are part of the Order of Mission as a movement are using these readings daily as well. So Psalm 39, 1 to 6. I said to myself, I will watch what I do and not sin in what I say. I will hold my tongue when the ungodly are around me. But as I stood there in silence, not even speaking of good things, the turmoil within me grew worse. The more I thought about it, the hotter I got, igniting a fire of words. Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be. Remind me that my days are numbered, how fleeting my life is. You have made my life no longer than the width of my hand. My entire lifetime is just a moment to you. At best, each of us is but a breath. We are merely moving shadows, and all our busy rushing ends in nothing. We heap up wealth, not knowing who will spend it. Quite kind of thought-provoking, challenging words this morning. I looked at it and thought, oh boy, I can't make any sense of this. That was from the New Living Translation I was reading, and it's sometimes helpful when you don't understand something or the gist of something in the Bible to look at other versions, and they sometimes unlock it a bit more for us, and that's what I did with this, just compared it a few times with other versions. But one of the things I was really struck by was, in this time of enforced isolation, sometimes aloneness, sometimes alone with others, but very much a restricted kind of setting for our lives. It's very sensible to watch what we do. It's in the NIV it says, "Watch my ways." And there's something important about watching our ways, making sure that we don't fall into sins that are kind of, actually, and behaviours and things like that are, that are exacerbated, that are made kind of worse by the circumstances at home we fall into. It's kind of actually wise advice to watch our ways. There's something in this about recognizing that it's easy to be wicked when wicked is in the room. That's the way the Message puts it. So it kind of talks about when wicked is in the room. That's the kind of term for the enemy and the enemy's work. There's something about just watching out that we don't fall into behaviours and kind of wickedness in circumstances. So very sensible stuff, very kind of thought-provoking, challenging, but we need to live well, don't we, in this time. But then what's interesting in the psalm is that it kind of intensifies it, and actually it's like kind of the psalm writer is saying, I'm functioning like this, I'm living like this, and I'm trying to live really well, I'm trying to do my best. And yet what I'm feeling inside is like this burning kind of inside, this kind of this gut instinct. Again, the Message says this instinct to spill my guts, and to even though I'm trying to discipline myself and make myself do my best, there's this kind of this stuff that just kind of gets hot in me, and it gets harder and harder to hold it back. And I think that's really true of us, that kind of, we try our best, but sometimes our best just kind of we just get aware of a greater burning inside us, and we have to express stuff, and we have to respond, and it just gets harder and harder to hold stuff within us, and so we've got two ways to go. We can either spill our guts, we can kind of respond towards others or other situations. I'm just aware of kind of at times like this morning when I tried to set up morning prayer, and we had loads of people kind of connecting with morning prayer, and then my Wi-Fi went, and broadband went down, and it was like I was so frustrated, and I was, you can imagine, I was not happy. I wanted to be in that situation. I wanted to be praying, and I signed back in, and fortunately, and blessedly, everyone was engaging in prayer, and it was brilliant. But you're just so aware of how things can spill out in wrong ways. So we can go that way, and express stuff and kind of complain about stuff, or get offended, or you'll get angry or anything, or we can go the other way, which is to God, and that's where the psalm takes us. It takes us to the Lord, and the psalmist says, "Lord, remind me how brief my time on earth will be." And it's like kind of there's a humbling to God. There's a kind of coming to God. There's tell me things, God, because I need to know. I need to know from you. I'm not going to find out answers by getting angry or going to all sorts of different places. Actually, you're the one in whom I can find help, and it's in the context of recognizing that my life is fleeting. I'm kind of, I'm humble before you. I just know that I'm just a breath. As one of the great kind of saints says, I'm just a feather on the breath of God. And there's something about us kind of being brought into the place where we just see ourselves as that kind of that feather, and it's in God and with God, on His breath, that we'll be sustained and helped at these times. So watch out to what you're going to try and do and how to live, and try your best, of course, but keep being drawn to turn to God again, to kind of to be on Him and in Him and with Him, and that just seems to be the way in which the Lord is certainly speaking to me at the moment, and I hope this is helpful for you. Praying for you all. So glad to see so many good things happening in terms of people connecting with each other. Keep that up. I'll speak more soon with you all.